Hey folks, hi. I'm Harsh. I'm building MetEngine, but today I'm here to talk about building a parallel financial world on Solana. So let's just give a vibe check that when was the last time you waited 3 days for posting something on Twitter or Instagram? Never, right? Like you want today we live in a world where a second feels like an eternity. So why does our financials have to take 3 days in order to land? So this is a particular ad, and yeah, I love this particular ad by Coinbase.
If pizza worked like this, you wouldn't like pizza. But this is pretty much what happens to your money whenever you spend it or send it. It's a complicated system full of middlemen and fees, and everyone's taking a bite. We deserve a better system. Easier, simpler, faster. That's how crypto works.
Go. So you would hate if money works that way, but technically money does work today. There are a lot of middlemen. Try sending an international transaction, it will barely land. And yeah, if there's this thing called bank holidays as well, weekends as well, why should we wait, right? Like the banking system is broken today, and like we are here to change that, and that's what we are supposed to build. So every year, like India is particularly known for all the hungry developers it has, and I'm here to give you the problem statements which you can build upon on top of. And here's a huge problem statement which we can solve today with Solana. So what's the biggest problem? This is an 86 million millisecond problem. If you are someone who has built up a database, you care about every single millisecond there is. There are high frequency trading system where even microseconds are an eternity, right? But 86 million milliseconds is technically 3 days, which is how much time that it takes for clearance house to do bank transactions. And we have somehow just accepted it that, okay, this is how much time it takes. And I don't understand why we have done this. On Solana, you can do that in 400 milliseconds. So Solana is this entire bus which is able to give you the settlement guarantees that the transaction is done no matter where you are, who you are, and like what world part you are present in. And we are already winning. The parallel financial system is a point of inflection as we know it. So that's the TradFi world. That's the New York Stock Exchange. New York Stock Exchange closes for like 16 hours. So that's $124 trillion sleeping in for those 16 hours because the trading stops. And on Solana, on the other hand, trading never stops. Money should not sleep because why? Well, the world is keeping going on, right? And we are in this particular era where we are having a new world order. We, as a Gen Z, have faced like multiple different financial recessions, and we are heading to a new world order. So we need a better financial system. And yes, it's already winning. Solana processes $806 billion in trading volume. 81% of all decentralized exchange transactions happen globally on Solana. And yes, we need to move to there. And yes, there are multiple different chains, but people are put the money where their mouth is, and they're choosing it with their capital. Fun story, the creator of Exium, which is the fastest growing startup in Y Combinator's portfolio, is built by a 22-year-old. So, like, if you're 22 years old, yeah, a majority of people here are, that's the competition. And they have built 100 million annual recurring revenue company just at that age, just because they were on Solana and they were able to fix the problem. And yes, particularly democratization at scale. So I'm particularly building MetEngine, which is technically taking all the licenses of which are needed in TradFi world to be a market maker and putting them into trash. We are allowing anyone who has a phone and like $10 in order to make markets and make fees out of that. So these are some PNLs. You can give it a shot. That's the web app terminal which went live like a few weeks back. And the always question happens that why Solana and why not something else? But because we have a competing mindset, we welcome problems. We are called glass chewers. There is this particularly fun story which I would love to share, that there was this research article by ETH Zurich, and they said that we will attack Solana, and they created a research paper and like how to break Solana. And Solana's response was, "Thank you for the research. Would you like to help us make it better?" So, and they did help us make Solana's consensus better. Now we are heading towards 120, 150 millisecond uh, settlement times currently, which is at 400 milliseconds. So that's changing, and that's quite cool, right? Who accepts flaws in today's world and solves it this way? So yeah. We currently have around 2,100 applications, 300 around protocols on top of Solana, and yes, we need a few thousand more applications. Every missed application which is not existing on Solana is your opportunity to build that. This is just like a point that YC-backed Axiom made $100 million in fees. Two of the fastest growing companies in the world in the entire infrastructures, Axiom and Conf, are on Solana. And both of them are built by 22-year-olds. So that's a combination. So how do you come up with ideas? So for a builder's playbook would be solve something which you particularly have problems with. If someone else is giving you an idea that go build this, you will never be able to align with that particular mission statement because it's not your problem to solve. You are not very much relatable to it. There's this one particular product which is called Sphere Finance, who was someone who was crying that he's not able to do business just because he doesn't have US bank accounts. So he particularly feels that, that I need Solana in order to have USD and accept USDC. And he's very much aligned with that particular problem. And that's why he's creating this application which manages billions today. So find a problem for your particular niche, find a problem which you know the most about, solve it for yourself. On the way, you will find 1,000 more people who have the same problem and they'll be happy to pay for your service. So that's the builder's playbook. Don't keep going asking like for ideas to build. Solve something for yourself and you'll create the next $1 million idea. And yes, the only $1 million question left for you, I'll give that as a homework to all of you guys. That would be, what will you build? So thank you.